All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the Hakiam, to the elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of this earth, wishing this truth and faith in all sincerity. I'm the brother Shemahala from the Chairman of Sister Camp. And this lesson is going to be entitled, I can't really even think of the title right now. I'll probably just title it, at the end, when I'm done with it. But, basically around the lines of, how that us having this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, is going to prepare us for the times to come. All right. But the rest of these people, man, they're going to be in darkness. All right. They don't fully understand what's about to happen. Some people is totally, oblivious to what's going on. They don't know what the hell is going on in the world. All right. Some people, they know that Esau, Edom, right, which is the so-called white man, the elites, right? They know that they have evil plans and, evil intentions and things of that nature, right? But they don't know how to equate these things to biblical prophecy. They don't know how that, the Lord simultaneously is going to return, when World War III, right, kicks off. When World War III happens, right? They're not expecting the Lord to come back. They're not expecting the Lord, right, to, destroy, Babylon the Great, right, which is America in the scripture. They're not expecting this, right, these things to happen. So they're blind. So they're all about, building and establishing here, all right, continuing with their careers, creating, generational wealth, what they say, right, all of these particular things, right? And that's why I said that the Lord is going to come, right, as a thief in the night, all right? So, but, us, for the ones who have this knowledge, we will be prepared because, we constantly, are reading the scriptures. We are constantly going over the prophecies, and, we're not blind to the fact of what's about to happen. The Lord have showed mercy and grace and, open our eyes, right, to what's going on, and how to be saved, from the judgments to come. But everybody else is not going to have that same type of mercy. Right? He's not going to have that same type of grace. Think about it in the times of Noah. They said Noah, grace, showed him, right? And, his family was saved through him, but everybody else, what happened? They were destroyed. All right, that was the first death, and this is the second death. All right, it's going to be the same. A small remnant will be delivered. All right, so I got a few scriptures, right? Shouldn't be anything too long. But, it says Isaiah 33:6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. So it said wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. So the things that's going to be happening and taking place, which will be some terrible things, right? Scripture speak about a time of trouble like never before, right? And that's Jacob's trouble. This is going to be the time when the Most High brings, basically hell, right, upon, the Israelites. Right, you're going to have these other nations, catching hell too, the one that's over here, all right? But, mainly the Israelites is going to get it, right? Because it's entitled Jacob's trouble. Right? It's meant for the Israelites. And Esau is going to come down, hard on our people, right? And, and afflict us, certain laws and rules and regulations and draconian measures and all of these particular things, the MOTB, all of that. All right, it's going to be a time of trouble, okay? Martial law, all these particular things. And it says that the wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. And how will that keep us stable? Because in a time of trouble, we constantly read these scriptures, like I said, and we know that, in times of trouble, that the Lord, he always delivers his men, right? Even when it seems like it's impossible, even when it seems like, there's nothing that could be done, that the person might be doomed, all right? If you have faith in the Lord will get you out of that situation, all right? There is nothing. It said that the Lord's hand is not what's shortened, that he cannot save. So it's nothing that the Lord can save us from. All right. It's just why we constantly go into these prophecies, constantly go into these accounts and see, how that the Lord, saved us, saved our forefathers, I should say, and that's supposed to give us motivation, and that's supposed to give us hope. All right. Which I got that scripture lined up next, right? But it says stability. When you go into stability, all right, it says amawana, which comes from the word amawan, all right, which goes into faith, right? But it says firmness, fidelity, steadfastness, steadiness, right? So the wisdom of knowledge is what's going to keep us firm, all right, in that time, all right? So you got amawan, right? It says faithfulness, faithful. So this truth is what's going to have us stable, right, and firm because of our faith in Yahweh, or Yahushua, right? Our faith, right, is going to be our motivation. Our faith, right, is going to give us, the mindset to be able to withstand anything that comes our way, and hope, and lean on the Lord. All right. But it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. So the fear of Yahweh is our treasure. All right, because if you fear the Lord, loves, individuals who fear him, because that shows respect. All right. And fear shows in your actions, as well. Okay. To fear someone, right, you're going to listen to what they say because you fear the consequences of what might happen. All right. So you stay in line. All right, so having that fear in these times for the Lord, not, straying away from the law, statutes, commandments, not being in the mindset of our people, which is, being full of darkness and just doing whatever the hell they want to do. No, we discipline ourselves, to the best of our ability, the best way that we can, and rehearse these righteous acts because we want to be saved and because we fear the Lord. All right, but this is Romans 15:4. It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So whatever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. Okay? Meaning all of the things, the prophecies, all of the accounts of our forefathers, all of these things were written for us to read and to learn the Lord and to learn the history and all these particular things, right? And these things will aid us in these times, right? The things that our forefathers went through were written for us, all right? Because we're going to be in the most terrible time, ever, all right? So these are going to be the things that, we can look back on, all right? And to get that hope and get that comfort that the Lord, right, will basically do the same for us. Right, that we believe and we trust in him, right, and endure to the end and all these particular things, right. But that's why it's important to read. It's important to constantly go over these things, right? Not just read it, I read it already, or you got to constantly go over these things because you're never just gonna fully, just remember everything. Because in this flesh, this flesh is faulty, like. Our brains are faulty. We forget things all the time. You got to constantly remind yourself, right? What they said, the father of repetition is skill. I probably bush that. Repetition is the father of skill. And you got to constantly go over these things to train your mind and to train yourself. And we're going to keep doing this until the end, all right? So 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. So we know that the Lord is coming as a thief in the night. All right, because the Lord didn't give us a specific time. Like, hey, bro, yeah, hey, I'm gonna come on. I'm gonna arrive, at Wednesday, at 12 p.m. All right, so be ready. He didn't tell us that. All right, he didn't give us no time and no date and no year. We don't know. But what we do know is the Lord gave us signs and indicators, what is about to happen. And those signs and those indicators are the prophecies, letting us know that, that the Lord is near, that he's about to get ready, return. Like anything that has indicators or signs is telling you something and letting you know. All right, that's how the Lord speaks. All right, it's like your car. Even though it's technology, it speaks to you when you have certain problems, certain issues are about to arise. All right, when you need oil, the oil light is going to start popping up. Hey, you need to pay attention to this because the oil is getting ready to run out. All right, or if you need gas, all right, the gas light will come on. All right, letting you know that hey, you're getting low. All right, so you know what's about to happen at a certain point, right? If you keep going. All right, and the prophecies are an indicator that America is about to end, right? That time is running out for America. All right. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction coming upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape, right? When they thinking everything is all good, right? Because you got, like I said, you got people that's oblivious to what's going on. All right. They're constantly getting rocked back to sleep. All right. They'll come with a major event, and then it'll be a process of a cool down, and people just totally forget and go back to their so-called normal lives, right? Thinking everything is all good, right? But it's gonna be one time, right, where something's gonna happen, and they're gonna think everything is all good, all right? And then boom, the destruction. All right, the destruction will happen. It says that's travail upon, a woman, all right, with child. So like a woman that's hit with, that's pregnant, is just about to give birth. All right. When that baby is coming, there's nothing that she can do to stop it. No matter how much pain she is in, no matter how much she wants to stop it and reverse it, that baby has to come. All right. And it's hella painful, right? From the experiences of seeing women in that condition, that's some crazy stuff right there. All right, that they gotta bear. All right. But there's no escaping it. It's going to be the same way as these prophecies coming, to take place on the planet Earth. The same way as destruction, all right, for this place. It's not going to be any turning it back, right? No matter how much pain these people are in, all right? No matter, what they do, these things, have to happen. All right, it says, but ye brethren are not in darkness, that they shall overtake you as a thief. So the day is not going to overtake us as a thief. Because, like I said, we are prepared. All right, we are supposed to be the watchmen. We're supposed to be watching. And we are watching and paying attention. So someone who's constantly watching and paying attention, how can you sneak up on them? How can you come as a thief, right? If you are preparing for the thief, if you know the thief is coming. All right, the Lord only gave, the spirit, right, to his believers, right, to be able to, to watch and to know, all right, when he's coming back. All right, so it's a blessing to have this, because the Lord could have left us in the world, man. He could have left us, without this truth, without this light. All right, just walking around clueless. All right, we could have been, chasing, American dreams, so-called dreams that these people have. All right, but no, we chasing the kingdom. We got the kingdom on our mind, and it reflects, in our actions. All right, so we gotta, constantly thank the Lord for these things, right? That He picked us, because anybody could have been picked. All right, and that's another thing. People say, oh, they accepted the Lord, or they chose, JC. All right, but hey, the Lord gotta choose you, man. All right, you can't just wake up. Oh, I just decided to, give my life. No, the Lord gotta choose you and want you. Hey, you gotta be good for Him. He ain't on your time. He gotta wait for you to decide. All right, now I'm gonna accept. No, that don't work like that. All right, this is the Most High, right? The highest being ever, right? And then you have His Son Yahushua, right? Which was the first thing created, which is above all. All right, and they gotta fucking wait for you to accept them. It don't work like that, man. Sorry. All right, but this is First Maccabees 12:9. Therefore, we also we need none of these things, that we have the holy books of Scripture in our hands to comfort us. So the Scriptures is what's going to comfort us in those times. Thinking back on the things that we read, thinking back on the accounts, right? And in that time, the ones who are the Lord's men, right, their spirits will be amplified in that day, because the Lord's going to be showing things, showing signs, showing miracles. All right, and hey, man, it's going to be a tough time, but the Lord got us right through the Spirit. Right, this would be our comfort, and these people, they would be without a comforter. All right, they would be without the understanding of the Scriptures and knowing why things are happening, and why things are about to take place, and what's going to take place after. All right, they're not expecting salvation from the Lord. They're not expecting, the kingdom of heaven to come after. Right, people are just afraid of death. Right. And coming into the truth, you should no longer be afraid of death, because you should understand it. You should understand the process and what happens, all right, and what happens to your spirit, okay? And also that if you do die for the Lord, that He's going to give you your life back, all right? But you should understand all of this. So people in the world, they be thinking, when they die, they might go to hell, all right? Or is there even a heaven, or, all these particular things, right? They unsure. All right, they are afraid because they don't really believe. All right, or they believe in this Christian doctrine, or whatever it may be. All right, so they look at death a little bit differently, but we have understanding of all things according to prophecy and according to these scriptures, right? And that's going to be our comfort, right, in these times. So, and with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. I'm gonna say shalom.